Hey guys, I'm John Carrick, author of Legacy of a Mad Scientist and The Legend of Ashley Fox. Today we're looking at 100 Bullets 91 from July of 2008, written by Brian Azzarello, illustrated by Eduardo Risso, and that is Agent Graves on the cover right there by Dave Johnson. Look at those beady little rat eyes. I've come to hate Agent Graves because he has the power to do good things, and he's not. He is occasionally, but only in so much as to keep us, the reader, off balance. Occasionally he'll go find some horror in the countryside and write it. But lately he's been taking out members of the Trust with the Minutemen. And why? For Augustus Medici? That doesn't make sense, does it? Philip Graves. Jesus, Javier, these are good. What variety did you say they were? Olympias, Augustus. They're local. They're so small, but goddamn, what flavor. I can really taste the copper. So that's a younger Agent Graves at the bar, and they're having oysters or something, right? Those look like oyster shells, don't they? And here's the thing, okay? So the 13 families that pulled off whatever crime they pulled off. This is the thing about capitalism. This comes right back to that Game of Thrones conversation between Tyrion, the spider, whose name I remembered and have now forgot again. Vasily? That couldn't be. And they were talking about three guys in a boat, a merchant, a priest, and a warrior. And there's a bag of money, and who's getting out on dry land. This is the case of, look, investing in a project. This project required the Minutemen, yeah, but the Minutemen haven't been replaced by blood descendants. They've been replaced by ideological descendants. They've been replaced by fill-ins. It's a revolving post. And so now the post itself is what's taking revenge. Cole's mad because Wiley's dead. But Graves is a job. Graves is doing a job. A mercenary's job. Mercenaries who want to be king. It's one thing to be a general and become king. It's another thing to be an assassin and to want to become king. Those are very different styles of ruling. Now, not necessarily Augustus and Javier may not deserve the money either, though they are blood descendants of whatever. That's one thing that mankind really has accepted. And on the other hand, the rule of Conan, the rule of the strong arm, the strongest guy should be king. So, but that means no round table, no Roman Senate, doesn't it? Really? That's what I said. So now we've got, look at this. So now you've got the two guys at the table. It's their money, and Graves is behind the bar. And this is significant, right? Like, this is symbolic. Graves is serving the two guys who are at dinner. And this is in a house, but it doesn't change the fact that it's still masters and servants, right? You should drink vodka when you eat oysters. Wine or champagne competes with the ocean. Vodka stays out of the way, enhances. So look at that, Javier Vasco telling Graves to stay out of the way, stay out of the conversation. This is good writing. Now, granted, it's issue 91. Obviously, it's been good writing all the way along, but this scene is really well done. Ha! Then pour some, Phil. Here's to the Trust, the new Trust. And the Minutemen, enhancing. What we've done, the three of us, wasn't easy, but what we do for only the best intentions. May I? Certainly. So now the best intentions, right? Some of you have heard the phrase, the road to hell is lined with good intentions. You can intend to do the right thing, but if you cut corners, you end up with the wrong results. You're going to end up with the wrong results anyhow. But the only way you have a clear conscience is if you don't cut corners. Things are going to go wrong. They just need to not be on your shoulders. And what does go wrong, you need to be willing to accept responsibility for it. I've found that as I get older, the things that I haven't done, I'm much happier about than the things I do regret. And it's because I haven't lived a life of making mistakes. I generally don't spend a lot of time out partying. And when I was younger, I missed that. But now that I'm getting older, I'm glad I'm not paying the price that a lot of people who do engage in that are paying. I'm watching them pay the price, and it's painful. And these guys are going to pay a price. These guys are the fools stepping off a mountain, right? They don't know what the consequences of their actions are going to have. And they've just killed Javier Vasco's father, for one. I believe Megan Dietrich's father, for another. They've killed a few people already. Augustus Medici's father, probably. To the old guard. So now that's an L cut, them toasting to the old guard. While at the diner, in real time, this was the pattern that I've recognized, right? In 100 Bullets, like any good soap opera, if you don't see the bullet go through someone's head and see the police detectives show up at the crime scene afterwards and the body is still laying there cold on the floor, then they probably survived. Lono, who we thought was dead, survived. So far, the only person who stayed really dead was Milo. Took a bullet in the teeth, right? Megan Dietrich didn't die. Cole, the first time we saw him with a bunch of guns in his face, he didn't die. Ronnie didn't die when Echo Memoria was going to kill him. There was a couple times we thought Ronnie was dead. Ronnie and Remy, we thought he was dead. We thought he got his back blown out by that shotgun. That shotgun should have killed him. He was walking with a cane, but that ain't the same thing. Almost everyone in this book we thought was dead at one point, and they lived. So that was why I did not believe that Loop had killed Cole yet. It's getting to be a pattern, and yeah, so that's one magic trick, right? And I definitely leaned on it too much in my stories. In my second novel, those serial killers can't stay dead for nothing, and it was really a mistake. Anyhow, we've got Loop and Lono. Lono is listening on the phone, smoking his cigar in Miami or somewhere else in Atlantic City. And Loop, I think, is in Chicago. No, he's in Atlantic City, isn't he, with Cole? Because Cole just found Branch's body with a bullet hole in the neck, done by Echo Memoria. And there is Loop in the bottom panel pulling the gun out of his pants. Benito's sitting there enjoying his coffee. His dad comes out with Megan. Yes, we get another L cut with a yes, right? And what does that go to? Yes, to the old guard. So that's an L cut that goes back in time. That's the toast from 2 scenes ago. And here we have Will Slaughter standing out in a Chicago alleyway. We actually get, look at that silhouette of one building and a building in the background. That's more, and a trash truck with 2 extra characters. That's more background than we get in 100 Bullets ever. And that page right there should be a poster. That's a page of original art I would like to own. That's a great page. He goes through into this basement doorway. Click, click, knock, knock. Yeah, garbage men are here. This guy gets in his face. He's got a tattoo around his eye, but he's in a suit with those glasses. That's an interesting accoutrement, interesting accessories. He's holding a gun behind his back. Yesterday's violence that left 2 children critically wounded and 1 dead. Witnesses are describing this shooter as another child who at this time is still at large. Who was that, Rico? It was me. Where's Rico? Out back. I wouldn't do that if I were you. You're not me. I wouldn't want to be you right now, Mr. Rothstein. So look at this guy. This is the mole under the mountain that all the fairy magic has been about. All the fairy magic, and I do mean, this is, look at the fire extinguisher right there. I have a character in a series of stories I want to tell who her main weapon is a fire extinguisher. Everywhere she goes, she finds it, and he uses it as a weapon. And so this guy, Mr. Rothstein, there's two of them, one on the wall and one on the floor. Look at that. How about that? In the basement here, there's a reason he's got two fire extinguishers, right? So Will Slaughter has shown up. He was given this job by Darcy. What was her name? What was her first name? I don't remember. But her last name was Darcy. Sophia Darcy, maybe? And he's been asked to kill this guy. Why? What did this guy do? But look at behind his chair right here. You guys see this briefcase? Is that money? He's got stacks of money on the desk for sure. Those are 10 grand stacks, right? And, sounds like I don't want to be me either, do I? No, sir, you don't. Who are you? My name's Slaughter. Ha, that's quite a name. Well, we don't get to pick them, do we? No, names ain't like noses. And Slaughter reaches out and breaks his nose with his hand. No, they're not. But we do have to live up to them. My first name's Will. The mayor has put the police on notice that the city will not tolerate losing any more children to gang violence. Good luck with that. Why is that funny to you, Agent Graves? It's not, Dizzy. Dizzy's had it with Agent Graves, right? Agent Graves is pulling people's strings without apparent direction or consistent values at play. She's not liking him. He's not Shepard, right? It's impossible. I find that funny. Or stupid. I find stupid funny. Stupid makes me sad. Does it? Why? And now look at that. Look at what you're looking at, okay? Dizzy grew up in Chicago, in the hood, surrounded by stupid. Everyone she loved was stupid. Graves, wherever he grew up, you could say, it doesn't matter if he grew up in an institution or wherever. Graves, as an adult, is discipline, is formality and discipline. And formality despises stupid. Discipline despises stupid. Stupid is not cleaning your gun and then it fails in battle and you're dead, right? That's a lack of discipline. So, Graves, this conversation is a little racist, right? This is what white privilege is, being on time, being disciplined, getting up on time, doing the hard work, making sure your suit is cleaned and pressed. Because folks act stupid when that's their only choice. You think so? Bullshit. People are stupid because it's easy. Because they don't want to choose. What they don't understand is being stupid is a choice. Admiring the silver platter, ignoring the shit heaped on top of it. You're full of it. Stupid makes you sad too. That's funny. Angry? Fuck right I am. Your boy Pip popped the wrong kid, Gravy. Was you told me the motherfucker's smart. Well, he wasn't fucking smart enough to tell the difference between a nigger curb serving and some shorty coming home from school. Don't tell me to relax, nigga. Fucking tell me you're gonna fix this before 5-0 rolls up on his ass. Yeah, talk to his crew. That's a fine idea. And don't be dragging balls. Click. Dumb bitch. I think I'm giving him more of an Italian accent than a black accent. But, so it goes. And nothing's changed. What's changed? Today there was a big ICE protest. I think Trump threatened to call in the National Guard. This is your fault. You and your kind pushing poison on the streets. Teaching our boys the only way to be a man is to act a gangster. Me? I don't think so. You see that car? That's police in that car. A little brother is dead. I'm here 'cause I care. Ask them if they do. Be sure to look in their eyes for the truth. So he sends all the angry people over to the cops who don't want to be there. And he doesn't want this either, because it's affecting his business, ain't it? Go away. I done said all I'm gonna. You ain't talked to me yet, Miss Huff. Your boy Pippin, he's a good little man. I got nothing. I don't want nothing from you. I want to help Pip. Help you too. May I come in? Take whatever you want. Now that's probably not her talking, is it? That's probably an L cut, that little caption box down in the corner. Take whatever you want. Or maybe that is her. Let's see. Oh, that's Mr. Rothstein with Will Slaughter. Will Slaughter was 2 books ago in Chicago. We're back in Chicago, right? That's a fine offer, Mr. Rothstein. I appreciate it. Not the reason I'm here, though. Then why? You have children? They're not children anymore. Is one of them behind? No, nothing like that. I've never met your kids. So now look at what's in this closet. A rocket launcher, an M4, that's not an M16, that's an M4 with a short stock and the 16-inch barrel instead of the 20-inch barrel. And then we have the G-Pack, the GMM G-Pack. What the fuck is that? I don't know what that is, but it looks good. Whatever you're being paid, I can double it if you leave. I already accepted the job I have. If I walked away from it, what would that make me? Smart. Nah, that would make me having to be leaving for the rest of my life. The rest? You stupid son of a bitch. I'm so connected my foot is knee-deep up your ass right now. Boom! Blows off a foot. Picks it up, and then it looks like he kicks it, but maybe he throws it. I know you're connected. Local CIA, FBI, even higher. I know what I'm here for. Look at what this is. The short-barreled shotgun blows the guy's foot off. Who is he going after? This is Graves' magic monkey. Without this, Graves has no power. Pip's in a lot of trouble. Don't you think I know that? I'm sorry. I know you do. What you saying? I'm unfit, mother? I can't be out watching my child every minute, every day. No, and you can't be expected to. Boys gets into trouble. That's what boys do. The police will put him in prison. He's just a boy. What he's done ain't a boy's crime. He didn't do what they said. You think that matters? I got peoples down south. He can go down there instead of a cell. He ain't been home. That must make you hurt. You should find him and tell him what I can do for him. If I leave, you have to be careful. The police, they'll be watching you. I don't know where Pip is, and I don't know what to do. I know the hurt. It's hard. So think on where he might be. And he puts a bag on the table, right? And her eyes, look at how wide her eyes go. Look at that. That is some artwork. That is some artwork. God. And let me do it. Another L cut, right? And let me do it. But I always thought I'd die in bed. You have one here? No. Tell me, who'd I piss off? You? Mr. Rothstein? You didn't piss off anybody. Bam! Takes him apart. Yes, Mr. Slaughter? Rothstein is dead. The connection is cut. No more attachés. No more revenge. No more 100 bullets. Graves' game is over. So, there we go. That's a great panel, too, that last one on the second page. That's good news. No, it's just news. How do you think Agent Graves will take it? like he's been slapped in the face by his own mother. Ending his game makes Graves the scariest man alive. Continued. So think about that. That's like that line. There was a really good line, and it's in the trailer for that Shaft movie where Samuel L. Jackson plays Shaft. One of the gangsters says, "I heard they took away your badge." Samuel L. Jackson steps right up to him and says, "You think that makes me more or less dangerous?" And it was a perfect line. Very Clint Eastwood. Good line. And that's what they're worried about with Graves. So they took away Graves' power, but Graves is not dead yet. He's a cornered animal, right? And we have an ad for Madame Xanadu by Matt Wagner, who did Grendel, and Amy Reeder Hadley, who we did her book Rocket Girl on this channel. I did not read this, but we are going to flip through it. This girl has a very narrow-pointed, sharp, aquiline nose. It could use a couple lines, but whatever. I think this is Amy Reeder's first work in comics, and it looks good. It's sort of a fable, sort of story, fairy tale. This girl's in a deep forest, and she winds up in looks like some cave, right? Like this is a magic story, Dungeons and Dragons something. She's reading spells. I love her art style. I don't know if someone else inked this or if she inked her own work here, but she got really good by Rocket Girl. I haven't read any of her new stuff. I think she's doing something called Devil Boy and the Devil, or some Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, I think is what it's called. This looks good. It's very, I don't want to call it flat. I don't want to say it's not stylistic. It's very realistic. It's very cartoony. I don't want to say it doesn't have style. It does. It's not as developed as Rocket Girl was. Rocket Girl was stylistic. And maybe this is exactly what it's supposed to be. Maybe she's doing what they asked for as opposed to what she wants. But, I'm having, as you guys can tell, I'm having a little trouble with the light setup here today. So apologies that a lot of this is in darkness, but at least hopefully it's in focus. '91, July of 2008. All right, talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.